Well, hello to everybody out there on the interwebs who likes miniatures. I am Dakian, and I'm coming to you on another Monday with some painted stuff to begin with. It's Monday the 29th of March, 2021, and I've finished these 5 Savage Orcs. It turns out they're all ladies. I didn't realize that when they were still in their bags. And I hope they look suitably savage. Now, because these are bones and they are, the casting is not the most detailed. It's perhaps not, the best miniatures I've ever painted, but they're fairly simple, I think. I think I made a mistake on this one. I realize now that that's her other leg. I just thought it looked weird being there like that, so I painted it as part of the skirt. But, unless you look at it from this angle, I don't think you're going to realize that it's a leg. If you're looking at it from above or from any other language, it's going to look okay the way I painted it. So, yeah. Anyway, I have to admit, these were all that I finished this week. And the reason is I've been sick. Sick as a dog. And I think it might be COVID. I'm still waiting on the test results, so I'm not sure yet. But as far as a cold or flu goes, there haven't been any symptoms out of the ordinary for a flu, but it's been the most severe and longest lasting of any flu I've ever had. So that's what makes me suspect that it might be COVID. I am somewhat on the mend now. Given that I can actually talk to you and record this. But I was really out of it for much of the week and had zero energy. And even the thought of picking up a paintbrush was like too much work. So yeah, not that much got done. And this means, as you're going to see, pushing back other projects further into the future as well. But, this happens sometimes. Life gives you lemons. You just work it out. So, without enough about my problems, let's move on to the works that are in progress in any case. So, basically, I've just started painting the beard and hair on this guy. Decided to go with the redhead for some reason. Probably because I had some red on the palette after painting those works. The pirates... No, nothing really happened there. This guy has some base coats on him. Just very early stages. And, yeah, not much to say really. And then we have the other big bones miniature I've started, which is this demon. Now, I'm kind of pleased with this candy red base coat I've put down. This is a dark primer, and then I went with the airbrush and did some red on top of that. The issue with this guy, and it's kind of hard to see unless he's leaning back quite a lot. The thing is, he's older bones material. He's kind of soft, and the wings are back weighting him way too much. So he's leaning backwards and slightly to the one side, and it bothers me a lot. I've been thinking whether I should just chop the wings off you know, when I was my most annoyed, I thought I should just toss the whole model into the trash, but okay, that's too drastic. Somewhat less drastic would be, like I said, cutting the wings off, because that would probably balance it. But I don't know. I mean, as long as it doesn't lean more than it's currently doing, I suppose it's manageable. It just looks a bit weird. I'll have to like reposition him. And I've thought of various ways to balance it up, but I don't see any good solutions for unobtrusively adding anything, any sort of strengthening that would actually help. It's just an example of a poorly designed bones model. In the early days, they didn't really think it through what this material would do once it was put to the test. So, we'll see. Once I start feeling better, maybe I'll be less annoyed at it. Because like I said, right now I'm just inclined to just chuck the whole thing. But I'll put it aside until I can get a more positive spin on it. And yeah, so that's everything I've started working on. Now, the bunny girls I have really not done anything with. Partly because of all the, well, sickness. But also because I've looked closer at them, and they're kind of tricky to assemble. You can tell, well, because each of them comes with a pair of ears and a tail attached. So you're supposed to glue these on. And they're clearly fitted with extra parts, so little rods. So you're supposed to drill. Yeah, I would have to drill holes in her butt and her head to put the ears and the tail in, and I'd have to do that for all of them. And I would need a finer drill than the one I currently have. My 1.5 millimeter it's not gonna cut it. I'm gonna have to get like a 1 millimeter or something like that. And it's gonna be a lot of work, simply put. I'm not sure. And also attaching them to a base is also going to be troublesome, because their feet are kind of small. Can't really drill into them. And I can sort of work with a tab that's here, but it's going to be tricky. It's going to be finicky. So yeah, I'm not sure. I said I would do this project, but the window for doing it for Easter has kind of passed. So honestly, I'm thinking of shelving these for now and just moving on to other stuff. But I mean, they are interesting models. I can show you a couple more here. Now these ones are just bunnies. They are just serving girls. There's some others that have like weapons and stuff. But yeah, so I'll move on to other stuff for now. I'm sorry, but sometimes plans have to change. Well, will you look at that? My March order from Reaper turned up, and it's not even... March isn't even over yet, so relatively quick this time. What did I get in this one? Well, I got a couple of orcs we have the orc shaman named Lorath, and another one somewhere. We'll see where he is. The lizard hunting pack. There's a lizard man and 2 pet lizards. Oh, got a bottle of paint called Terran Khaki, which was an interesting color I thought I could use. I'm not sure why I got this one. It's a townsperson, a fruit seller. Oh yes, I think it was for the. Yes, I remember. There's a specific project I have in mind for it, but oh well, we'll see. This was the bonus mini. Finn Greenwell the Leprechaun. Weird little guy. Here's the other orc shaman, Gontar. The name of this one. And we have a tribeswoman called Zalanatar, the Huntress, and this is somewhat insensitive calling these savages, but they're called the Malpango Savages. This is I got an extra pack of those, so there's 6 of those for Zalanatar. And my idea with these is that they're the natives on the Isle of Dread for that project. And finally we have Ian the Crusader, which was also a bonus mini. I had a choice of a bunch of different minis, but I thought this one was the most interesting one. So, what am I going to start painting next? I don't know yet. I'll pick out maybe a couple of these minis, maybe a couple from the last order. But because I'm sort of behind in my schedule, I don't know how much I'll get done during the coming week. I'll have to just play it by ear. You'll just have to see next week what I wind up doing. And one conclusion I've come to, though, is I'm a little down on Reaper at the moment because of the message they put out on their Kickstarter, the Bones 5, which is due for delivery in a month or so. Basically screwing everybody in the EU over. And it's not at heart not their fault. It's all because of Brexit. But they don't seem to be willing to deal with the hassle of Brexit and are dumping it all on the customers. And essentially we're going to have to foot the extra charges and customs hassles for it. And they're claiming it's because the site for the prepaying of VAT hasn't come up yet, but I mean other companies have managed it, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But anyway, because it's become so much more expensive and time consuming and annoying to order stuff from them, I'm gonna put a moratorium on it for a time being. I mean, it's not like I have too few minis to paint. I can comfortably paint for several years or, ahead just by stuff I already have. So, yeah, putting a stop on buying for the time being. At least until they get the whole tax situation sorted out. And we'll have to see what happens when Bones 5 delivers, how much of a hit it's going to be on my finances. So yeah. Oh, didn't want to end this episode on a downer, but there it is. Economics. What you gonna do? But anyway, I will put out an episode next week, even if I've only painted one mini. Even if I painted 0 minis, I'll put out an episode and talk about it. So join me then, a week from today. Same channel, same Dakion, same day of the week. But for now, I'm signing off.